Hello, everyone. Welcome again to MONEYSHIFT Africa. My name is Simeon Kevin Chukwu, and today we are going to be continuing on from the last episode we discussed on wealth creation strategies. Today we are going to be discussing wealth creation strategies part 2. And in this episode, I want us to look at how the rich create wealth. Okay, how the rich create wealth. The rich focus on creating assets, while the poor focus on buying liabilities. What makes the difference between the rich and the poor is what they buy. For the rich, they buy assets, but for the poor, they buy liabilities. What is asset? Asset simply any investment that puts money in your pocket. While liability, on the other hand, is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Some time ago, I had two things to do. One was to buy a car, and two was to buy landed properties. So I decided to do the two. So I used the equal amount to buy a car of worth 5 million. And then I bought landed property worth 5 million. And this was around 2017. Okay. Now, today, the car that I bought 5 million, I had resold it. And guess how much I resold it? 2.9 million. But the land that I bought with 5 million is now worth about 100 million. You see, the rich create wealth through assets. But the poor, they want to show off. They want to show off always. They want to impress people always. And so they go by buying things that keep on taking money away from them. And I was regretting, and I said, if I had known, I wouldn't have bought the car in the first place. Okay? Because I would have just put the whole money in that investment, and imagine what that would have been worth right now. Okay? The second thing, the rich focus on investing money, while the poor focus on having money. There's a difference. Investing money and having money is not the same thing. Every time you see the poor, they want to have money, because what they have on them is what boosts their morale, is what gives them status. So when they run out of money, it depletes their status. It depletes their self-worth. For them to always improve their self-worth, they must always have money. They must always have cash. So when they have cash to brag about, to buy what they need, they want, and they drive around town, then it gives definition to their self-worth. But my friend, what is on you is not who you are. What is on you is different from who you are. So what is on you in form of cash is not what makes you. You must understand that the most important thing in your life is building your future. Making daily deposit into that future is the most important thing you're going to do in your life. Okay? So you can meet the rich, and many times we have accused some of the rich friends that we have when we go to them for any financial assistance, and they decline us. And we call them names, and you do not know the reason that the rich man does not always have cash. The people that are always in possession of cash are maybe politicians. But for a genuine business, a genuine investor, he's not always with cash. The cash he has is just enough to take care of his needs, his family, and some other social responsibilities. So the major thing is building the future, building the investment asset. Except you have become very wealthy, then you can afford to spend money on whatever it is you have, you want. You can afford to spend money on leisure when you have acquired money. At that time, your focus is on status and no longer money, because now you have created streams by which money is coming to you. Thirdly, the poor understand money to be cash. The rich understand it to be asset. How a rich man is rated is the number of assets that he has. But how a poor man is rated is the money he has in his bank account. That money, he is bound to spend it, because the poor people spend money, the rich people invest money. Poor people understand money to be cash. So how do they define somebody who is wealthy? Is by how much cash he has. But the rich define how much wealthy a person is by the number of assets that the person has. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, what do the rich do with money? The rich understand that money is currency. Money is currency, and the word currency is from the word current. It means that money flows, money moves, money likes movement, money hates to be idle, money doesn't like to be in one place, it likes movement. So when you hold it down in one place, it is itching to leave. It looks for any means, any medium to escape from the man who has kept it in one place idle. It likes movement. So the rich, understanding that money likes movement, they keep it moving. It multiplies by moving, all right? It grows by movement. It doesn't like to be idle. So, but the poor, defining wealth by cash, likes to keep money. And when they keep it, it loses its value. It loses its capacity to reproduce itself. It loses its power to reproduce itself, because money that is kept will depreciate. How does it escape? It will be looking for a way to escape when you keep it idle. And how does it do that? Anytime you take money from it to spend on your needs, because needs will never finish. Things to spend money will keep coming as long as the money is there. You will see that your wants will increase once there is money available. And so it will be, and the moment you spend it, it returns from where it came from, because it doesn't like to be idle. It likes movement. So the rich keep it moving by investing in things. Once the money comes in, they invest it in things. They keep it moving. And in its movement, it keeps on attracting more money. So they always look for investment to put their money into. The rich focus on cash flow, while the poor focus on capital gain. I will share something. Two persons having cows. These cows produce milk. Mr. A has a rich mindset. Mr. B has poor mindset. Both of them have cows. The Mr. B that has poor mindset will focus on the milk, but the Mr. A that has rich mindset will focus on the cow, because he knows that the cow will continue to produce milk. But the poor focus on the milk. And if he's not getting enough milk, he's going to sell the cow for the milk. And once he sells the cow for the milk, what is going to happen? Will he continue to get milk? It will be exhausted along the way, and he will no longer have enough for the milk. But the rich will keep that cow as long as the cow continues to produce milk, because he knows that the source of the milk is the cow. So this is how the rich folk do. They focus on cash flow, but the poor focus on capital gain, that which they can get immediately. Okay? But the poor, The rich focus on consistency of producing wealth. The rich create multiple cash flow assets. They like to diversify. Diversification is the shortest way to mitigate against risk. If you are risk averse, the easiest way is to diversify. There are two types of school of thoughts in this area of diversification. Some said, put all your assets, put all your money in one basket and allow that basket to grow. Another school of thought says, diversify. Put your investment in several places because you do not know what kind of evil will befall you in this world. All right? And I think I like this second school of thought. Put your investment in several places. So the rich create multiple cash flow assets. To have one stream of income is very dangerous. It's like coming to somebody's house and the person gives you a chair that has one leg. If anything happens to that one leg, what is going to happen? You break down and you will fall. Many people are wicked to themselves by having one stream of income. If anything happens to that, they are back to zero. Okay? They break down. So create multiple streams of income. Create multiple streams of income. The next thing I want you to do is to invest in tangible assets. One of the tangible assets is real estate. Okay? Real estate is called real because it's one of the realest things, if there's anything like that in this world. If you want to retain wealth, consider real estate. When I talk about real estate, we'll talk about maybe buying land and hold, buying houses and renting, or stuff like that. There are several aspects, several businesses around real estate. So, every rich man I have met is a player in real estate. I have not seen one in real estate. Why? Because real estate is a wealth retainer. It retains. It sustains wealth. For the long time, it sustains wealth. And it builds wealth. It multiplies wealth. I told you in the previous episode about what I did. Okay? So in this episode, I want you to understand that land multiplies. Real estate multiplies. And one thing you must know is that village today will become a city tomorrow. And city today was a village yesterday. The places you consider to be bush today will become a city tomorrow. If you want to become wealthy, you need to live ahead of your time. That means think 20 years ahead of your time. What I do is to go live 20 years ahead of my contemporaries and wait for them to come meet me. Because I have realized that today is expensive, tomorrow is cheap. What I mean by that is when you invest in tomorrow, you invest in it cheaply. But when you invest in today, you buy it very expensively. If you live where you live right now, in the city where you live, you know that if you want to buy a house or a land now, you are going to pay very expensively. But what about those who were in that city 20, 30, 50 years ago? They bought it cheaply before the city became developed. So now, what are you going to do? Look at where people are moving, where the population of your city is moving towards, and go and wait for people to come and meet you. Buy lands waiting for people to come and meet you right there. And when they come, they are going to pay you expensively to live with you. All right? The final thing I want you to understand is those who own land own the land. You cannot claim to be one of those who own the land if you're not a landowner. That's why the landowners are called the landlords. They are the lords of the land. Are you a lord of the land? You cannot claim to be wealthy if you are not a lord of the land, because the lord of the land determines how the people that live in the land live. They can decide to increase the to make life more pleasurable or easy for people, or they can decide to make life tougher and harder for people. The laws of the land do that decision, right? Are you one of those who make the decision for people who live in the land, or you are at the mercy of the landlords? My friend, begin from now to think about this and plan for your future, and plan to build wealth that you can transfer, because real estate, you can transfer it. And the major thing I want you to understand about this is land does not increase, people do. People are increasing in population, but the quantity of land that we have from creation has remained. In fact, instead of land to increase, it is rather decreasing, because volcanic eruption is taking part of the land, water is bodies taking part of the land, and several other factors are reducing the land that we have. Okay, erosion is reducing the land that we have. So instead of land increasing, it is rather decreasing, and that is why it will continue to appreciate. There is nowhere I have ever seen land depreciate in value, okay, except in times of war or crisis. But under normal circumstances, land increase. Land will always increase in value. So I leave you with this thought today: those who own land own the land. They are called the landlords. Are you one of the landlords? Now, if you are not, begin to think about and work towards it. If you are, continue to expand your territories. That's what it means to have dominion. Thank you so much. And if you have find value with this video, I please beg you to share it. Okay? Share it, tag your friends on your social media handles, and then like the video. Subscribe to this channel and click the notification button so that you will always be notified when new videos are posted. Okay? Get your friends and families to get hooked up in this channel. We'll teach you how to be wealthy. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you in another episode.